Good morning all, hope you're doing okay. We'll just look at the COT data quickly. It won't be a long video just because we're just going to zip through the typical currency pairs that we normally look at. So here's Euro USD, so there's the sell setup, which we had the heads up about because of the dump on the contracts. And you see how the dollar is steady, up and up and up. It's not really looking particularly heavy at all. It's looking quite buoyant, whereas the euro's dumped quite a lot. So this is possibly a good risk-off indication. We've still got that support, the -6378 and 60. Yeah, so we haven't broken that support, but nearly did break it. So that's that. I'll show you euro yen. And so this went out to the technical channel now. If they decide to buy the yen and then short the euro, we're going to get an EJ sell. So we get those lines to cross, which hasn't happened in a long time, and then we're going to get an EJ sell set up. It might probably be in 2-3 weeks. It's probably not going to be next week. If anything, next week the two lines are going to probably touch, but they won't cross. So there's EJ and EU. Let's take off euro, put on the pound, and so we're going to get I think we might get a pound yen short potential scenario. Although they did buy the pound and they did buy the yen, so ideally it's not really. We'll have to wait and see what happens on Friday. But there's a GU short signal, which we should have caught there, and we did go in freefall mode quite aggressively. So maybe a pound yen next week. It all depends what happens on the pound contracts. They might buy and then they might buy this. If so, it's not going to be a good confirmation. However, if they do short the pound and they continue to buy the yen, it's going to be a short setup. Maybe next week or the week after. Okay, so just bear that in mind. Look at AJ and AU. So yeah, we're not going to cross because they're both going up, and that's going up as well. So that's quite a mixed picture. There isn't anything really to be said about those permutations. So that's hopefully you understand. You want them to cross. You want them to converge. You don't want them to diverge. And so they're running in parallel. So that's not anything to be said about this. So no clear indication about AJ or AU. Take that off. We'll look at CAD. This is not going to cross at all. We might potentially get a UC short setup, but they're all in ascending, so there's nothing there. Look at Kiwi. So I think really what we want to be looking at is EJ and EU, EJ and GJ. There's nothing to be said about that. It's not going to get across. They bought. And Swiss franc, I guess. Oh, take off Kiwi. It's just like the New Zealand dollar. And so yeah, I think the things of note are the pound and euro. They're going to be big movers this week, next week. So gold. Actually, just take off Swiss, and they dumped gold. We're breaking supports. What's that level there? 154. Obviously, we're breaking that. Yeah, we're breaking these supports. So this is a multi-month low on contracts on gold. Okay, so we're still net positive a lot because we're way up there. But that's quite interesting. So that's fairly bearish. At the high level, it's a buy because we're above zero. However, over a time component, like a dynamic view, it's a sell. Right. So ideally, what happens is that if it's below zero and they're short, then it's a confident sell. This is like a risky sell because we're above zero, and yet dynamically they shorted it. So. If we get a gold USD cross, that's going to be pretty bearish for gold, I think, and then we're going to probably go down to 1500, maybe below. So that's of interest. Whether or not these two are going to cross, we've got a long way before they do. It might be in a couple of months. So yeah, just to summarise, look at EJ and GJ, and the rest wasn't really giving us any indication about a signal at all. And this is potentially going to be a decent short. However, you have to remember it's going to be a risky sell because we're net positive, but quite strongly positive. Because we're way up here, right? The banks and institutions are still long on gold, but they're dumping it quite a bit over time. Hopefully that's clear. Have a good weekend, and that's it, I guess. And I'll speak to you early tomorrow. So have a good one. I'll speak to you later.